What's that tune you're humming?
Huh? Oh, A Mighty Fortress Is Our God. It's one of the hymns we're singing today. It's an old Martin Luther song.
Ah, I keep telling you, you ought to join the choir. You have an awesome voice.
I don't know. Maybe sometime.
You're 55. Sometime might never come. They have practice Wednesday evenings at 7:30. I bet they would be so glad.
Hey, Tom. Hey, Linda.
Hi, Joe. Hi, Becky.
Good morning, you two. How are you doing this morning?
We're fine. I was just telling Joe he ought to join.
Hey, kids. Great to see you here with your mom and dad.
Hi, Mr. Williams.
Hi, Mr. Williams, Mrs. Williams.
What are you looking for?
The offering envelope, but I can't find it. I bet I left it on the shelf.
I picked it up on the way out. Here it is. You know, I've been going to this church for, 10 years now, and I hate to admit it, but I'm really not sure what mission support is.
Well, that used to be called benevolence. I looked up that word once, benevolence, and it means kindness and compassion, and I like that. But I guess mission support says it better.
I don't know. I understand what kindness and compassion is, but mission support could be almost anything.
I remember a few months back in the Lutheran letter, it talked about this. And I know our congregation here gives at least 10% of the offerings to mission support.
That doesn't seem like too much, does it?
I don't know. You know, we got salaries here and this building to maintain. We need a new sidewalk out front. We need a new stove in the kitchen. And you know those heating costs this past winter? Through the roof.
Yeah, but 10%, we should be able to afford that.
That's thousands of dollars. I'm not sure. I just think our mission support should begin here at home.
I used to think that same way, Tom, but through the years, a lot of years, I served on just about every committee and board in the congregation, and I can tell you that every one of those mission support dollars is needed, probably now more than ever.
I believe that. Just look around. Churches like ours keep getting smaller year after year, and so does our 10%. The trouble is, the need hasn't gone away. There's still people around our area and around the world that need our help.
Like who?
What do you mean, Tom?
Well, who needs our help, Becky? I'd like to see faces and names. Who's benefiting from the 10% that we give? I gotta admit, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm tossing my hard-earned money into a bottomless black hole, not seeing any difference. That hole's always there, no matter how much we give.
Well, I never was good at math, but I can help a bit. I know that half of the mission support dollars we donate go to ELCA Churchwide Ministries. And they use it for big things, like missionaries, new congregations, and disaster response, and a whole lot more.
So that's where half of our 10% goes. So that's
5%.
Thanks, Chrissy. So 5% goes to big, really big world problems. That seems like the least we can do.
Okay, but what about the rest? Who gets that?
Well, what? I was just listening to you guys talk, and even I know things in the mission support list.
I've been looking at colleges, and I know that Susquehanna University and Gettysburg College get support, and the Lutheran Seminary at Gettysburg.
You looked at the seminary on your own?
You brought me to church every year for 17 years now. Somebody that's been a Lutheran's rubbed off on me, I guess. But hey, I didn't say I was going there, just looking.
My brother went there. It's a beautiful place. I'd be happy to show you around sometime.
Thanks, Mr. Williams. And it's not just Lutheran-affiliated schools either. I read that we help with campus ministries at Penn State and Pitt Johnstown. There's a place that's a lot closer, and I bet we've all been to. Chrissy, where do you like to go each summer?
Camp Sequanota. I love it there. The swimming and the campfires and the hiking. It's so much fun. I've met a lot of new friends there, and this year I'm going to try the zip line. I I think.
You wanted to see where that mission support money goes, Tom? You don't have to look much further than your own family.
Okay. Those are all great places and great causes, and we're happy to support them, but that's not all the 10%, is it?
Here goes my bad math again. Chrissy, maybe you can help. Of the 10% we give to mission support, half of it goes to the ELCA. And I know that 12% goes to what we call local partners like the schools Brady mentioned, and camp, and social ministries around here. Chrissy, what's that leave?
Let me see. 50% plus 12% equals 62%. Take away 62% from 100%, and that leaves 38%.
Aha! The mysterious black hole.
38% seems like a lot, but it's really 38% of 10%, which is only 3.8%. But even I'm wondering what that's all for.
I can answer that one. It's for our own Allegheny Synod. That would be the bishop and his staff. They have an office in Altoona.
Probably a big staff and fancy headquarters. But what do? The bishop's only here once every couple years or so. Nobody is that busy.
Well, I've been to the office, and it's far from fancy. And there are just 4 people on staff there, including the bishop. And they're responsible for 120 churches in our synod. That would be why he doesn't get here too often.
And talk about being busy. I can promise you, they don't have time to waste. My brother has been a pastor in New York for almost 20 years now, and he can tell you how much he relies on the bishop and his staff. You know how we're always going to our pastor with questions and looking for advice and guidance? Who do you think our pastor goes to when she needs guidance or has questions? The bishop. He's a pastor to the pastors.
Well, that's just the beginning of what the bishop and his staff does. Our daughter Grace and her family live in Ohio and attend a Lutheran church there. And they were having problems. Unemployment meant the families moved away and their attendance went way down. Now, their bishop and staff worked for months to help unite 2 churches in the area. It wasn't easy, lots of personalities involved, but it worked. That was 2 years ago, and now it's as though they were always together. They're even growing.
We had a synod workshop across town. It was about 2 weeks ago. Being there with people from all over the synod, it struck me that sometimes we get so focused on our own congregation and its problems that we miss the big picture, like our relationship with God and with each other and with the community. It's a different world than when I was a youngster. But that doesn't mean that we need our church and its leaders less. I think we need them now more than ever.
So how's that black hole now, Tom?
I think you filled it in. Mission support makes sense to me now. All of a sudden, 10% just doesn't seem enough. Thanks. Hey, Becky, what were you saying about Joe joining the choir?
I think he would be great if he...
Service is starting.